Soma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Well, in the world of boxing, hey, the BTBG world, the black guy world, right? World of boxing, the word right now, that, we seem to be talking about right now is one of our, most prominent boxers, Teofimo Lopez, right now. And Teofimo Lopez is, had some issues, with little racist comments over the last couple of years, right? And, Teofimo Lopez has basically gotten away with it. There hasn't been any sanctions. There haven't been any sanctioning bodies or anywhere. There hasn't been any outrage anywhere except for a few, uploaders in the internet or stuff like that, right? So there's not been any outrage by it. But, I just like to say, well, duh, Teofimo Lopez and others, they've grown up in New Russia. If you grow up in New Russia, then you just see things. And when you're young, you're impressionable. I don't know how old Teofimo is, about 26? And Ryan Garcia a couple of years ago, or about a year and a half ago, went on a racist rant, right? People would talk about every other thing, but nothing happens to him. Ryan Garcia came in a fight against a brother, 3.5 pounds too heavy and doped. And he was celebrated. He was able to even be the headliner. The guy who was undisputed and wasn't dope was the co-main. These things are happening in New Russia, right? They grown up in a world where, you had the Golden Boy Promotions, where Ryan Garcia was a member, Golden Boy Promotions. And at that time, the Ring Magazine, the Boxing Bible, sending emails, calling Al Heyman the N-word. And here's the thing about white supremacy 101, and basically anything with brothers: never excuse yourself. Never apologize. That's probably the first day when you go on the white supremacy 101. Never apologize, right? They're not worthy of, any apology. So therefore, nothing has ever happened to them. They grew up, you remember 2018. I think Trump was the president, which we'll get to about that too. But about 2018, remember Cindy Hyde Smith running for senator in Mississippi? What did she say? Hey, if this guy invites me to public lynchings, I'll be in the front row, right? What happened to Cindy Hyde Smith? Basically, the next day she got a visit from the President of the United States, which was Trump. Right? You would think, to get reprimanded. No. High five. Cool that you said it. Nothing happened. You understand? Speaking of President Trump, we saw treason. People go to the Congress with Confederate flags. For those that don't know what those mean, Confederate flags means we would enslave you if we could. That's what that means. So they went there with that to take with free elections to take over the Congress in daylight. Well, those people are not even considered terrorists. They're pardoned and running around amongst people in New Russia. So therefore, people grow up in that. People are impressionable. Ryan Garcia could have been 18 at the time when that stuff was happening. Nothing ever happens. Matter of fact, the President of the United States is somebody who said, hey, look, at Central Park 5, let's kill them anyway. Since we can't find the real dudes, let's just kill these dudes. So if we can feel, our thirst for somebody that ain't white get killed, right? Has he ever excused himself for that? No, just tells more lies about them. Well, they said that they were guilty. They admitted their guilt. Instead of saying, damn it, I'm sorry for saying something like that. Why? He doesn't have to. So, boxing, right? We watch stuff every day. Canelo fights William Skull. Ain't nobody except Amir Khan that said William Skull looks pretty good. He was able to stay away from the guy, and he hit him with more shots than Canelo hit him. Ain't nobody said, Canelo, get your feet out of quicksand and figure out how to cut off the ring since we're calling you one of the top 5 boxers in the world. We expect one of the top 5 boxers in the world to be able to cut off the ring. That's one of the things that your boxers should do. Just like in basketball right now, the best players in the league can't play no defense, and ain't nobody saying nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the Hakeem Olajuwon, best defensive center in the league and best offensive center in the league. That's the best player. Not somebody, oh, that dude's awesome in the offense, but in the defense looks for him to isolate him somewhere because he can't move his feet. But that's the best player. Doesn't matter what. Hey, in NFL, hey, quarterback running for 1,000 yards. Man, that ain't even cool. What? That's ridiculous. Let's give it to somebody else. But when that person runs, it's kind of cool. Boxing, nobody said nothing about Tyson Fury, 280 pounds, running away from Deontay Wilder in the first fight. Running away. Second fight, we know what's up with the gloves. In daylight, we be talking about other stuff. We watch all this stuff happening, right? And the next basketball game or something, you'll see a brother or sister singing the national anthem, and the home of the break. Shut your, no. Until you get it right. It's going to be New Russia or whatever. But at the end of the day, these are why these people run around talking smack. Right? This dude is running the country and is a damn criminal. We had somebody who fights for justice. No, we can't have that. Because of petty differences, which we could at least speak to the person and say, hey, let's figure something out. But in the meantime, we ain't New Russia. In the meantime, we're not turning into a dictatorship. In the meantime, we still have our democracy and our Constitution that matters. But whatever. So Teofimo Lopez saying the N-word is a product of what the hell he's seeing around him. You're always a product of your environment. So yes, we have some racism in boxing. Now, until boxing does something about it, right? You can't just say William Skull didn't do nothing. Somebody say William Skull, damn it, he was against the best fighter in the world. Why wouldn't he? What was he supposed to do? Because you can't do something, let me stand here and beat you at what you can do. So I'm supposed to go in here and fight Canelo, whose feet are stuck in cement, and just stand there because that's what he can do. And this is what they telling y'all. Get out of my damn face. Skull just box rings around the dude. I just got to beat him. I don't have to beat the hell out of him. I do that in the second fight. Right? First fight I win. Second fight I dominate. That's what would have happened if Canelo would have fought Bivol. But that's why he ain't going to do it. So listen, wake up, New Russia. Yes, Teofimo Lopez is saying racist things. Yes, Ryan Garcia is saying racist things because, hey, it's profitable. Doma Sports Talk. Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.